Okay, let's talk about selection menu in hair simulation. Okay, this is a selection menu. I undock that. I change the size to medium to see better all of the selection. And this menu is conjunction work with mode. And we have a different mode here to better see that. Change size to medium. And nice. Okay. First, you can set it to the guide. For example, I want to select guide. First thing, this is an different brush, rectangle, lasso, and polygon selection. They are different from the regular selection because you want to select hair. Okay. Now, for example, you are in the default selection and you cannot select anything because you have to go to brush selection of the hair. Now you can see with the brush, you can select the hair easily. In a brush settings, we have a radius. You can change the radius of the brush. You can hold your middle mouse button and click your left to right to change the size. Visible only. It means you just can select the guides that or hair that you can see them. For example, in behind this plane, we have some hair and we don't want to select them. Restrict. If you go to the plane, you can see we have some polygon selection. If you go to the brush selection, going to the brush settings and just restrict, you can see it just select that's guide that's exactly in polygon. It restricts the selection to that polygon. If you untick that, you can select all them again. Selected lock. If you select some hair, if you selected some hair, you can come here and lock selected. And after that, you cannot selection that locked. But if you go to the brush, you can select also locked selection. If you don't if you see some are hair are not selected because they're locked, and you have to come here and unlocked selected on unlocked all, and it's all about locked. You learn this now. Okay. If you select your plane and then go to the hair and select, for example, such as this hair with a brush selection, and you can convert your selection. It's convert the selection to, for example, you select nothing, convert selection. It means it's convert the polygon that you select to the hair. It's converting that. So you learn convert selection. You learn before set selection. For example, if you in a hair and you select some hair and you want to change the dynamic of a specific segment of your hair, you can click on set selection. Here is a set selection. It's stored selection. If you deselect everything and just select your selection and select them again. But before that, you go into the hair again and select everything and select it again, so you can select it. If you want, you can add. For example, you add this and set again, and I think I make it right. And okay, if you want to set another points, you have to click set, and you can restore your previous selection again. You can see I select this and restored my previous selection. You want to deselect everything. If you want to select something else, for example, we set this selection, you have to holding your shift and select again and then set. You can click again and select everything that you. So if you want to add, or if you want to add another selection, make sure that you unselect your selection here. Then go and select. You can go and lock You can see you can lock your selection, you can unlock that, you can hide them, and show them again. It does not hide the points, hide the guide that you selected in. This is all about cell selection. Okay, going back to the brush, so you learn selected. You can change the shape to the box, you can change the diamond, and partially if you have a tablet, you can use it. Aspect, for example, if you on a diamond, you can change the aspect of your diamond in any direction or change the angle of your diamond. You can see. You can see the angle of your selection. Another thing is a rectangle selection. It's very easy. You can drag and click and drag to select guide point based on which point. Lasso is more easier. You can click and drag and select polygon. Just click, 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 click. And now you can see the rectangle, lasso, and the polygon has just 3 selection visible only. It's very important. Restrict to the polygon or object that you selected and select locked object. And another thing here, go to the tip. Another thing here is the selection mode. The selection mode means which rule do you want to select. Select unrooted. If you have unroot such these things, you can apply and select them. It's better going to the guide. Go to select unroot. Going to brush selection and deselect everything. Brush selection, go with the circle. Aspect to 100%. Right click 0 to bring it back, your selection. Oh, aspect in here means I have to make it, I think, 100% to make my aspect back. If you go to the selection, you can select unrooted. Just apply. You can see anywhere in hair Cinema 4D. If you see this, I think, yeah, red, green circles, it means they have unrooted. They are not connected to the surface. You have to fix that, and then fix it in edit. So it's add a new selection. You can add to your selection or subtract to your selection. I want just to new. Intersecting, for example, such as these things, you can see it's automatically select. Or if you have a 0 height of the hair, for example, in some issues, they don't have any lengths, this shows you. So unrooted, it's automatically selected because real-time update. Intersecting, the hair that are intersection with the surface, you can select them. Nice. This is a selection mode that you can select all. It's select all of your hair. Deselect all. For example, you select unrooted and apply, and then you want to invert selection. It selects everything except that you selected before. It's inverted. Grow selection. If you select brush selection here, it's grow selection. Just select the grow selection, and with the neighborhood, you increase this number. I think no, sorry, neighborhood selection. You have to increase the distance to select more. I think you have to apply. It's working to high dense hair. So again, neighborhood, you can tell the software how much neighborhood guide do you want to select it in this. You can see with the neighborhood, you can deselect or select grow selection. For example, you tell, okay, in this distance, just select 5 guide around that. Then you go to brush selection, select here to deselect. It just select a hidden object off a screen. You can see, for example, hidden object here. For example, I zoom there and I select hidden. You can see these hairs are off screen like these hairs, and it's selected. And you can, for example, invert them. that you want, or hide object off screen like this. And you learn next and previous vertex point to vertex mode. You can hide lock, show all, and soft selection. Okay, let's talk about soft selection. It's very interesting. If you activate the soft selection, you can activate the soft selection menu here to see what is different. If you deactivate the soft selection, you can see if you drag and drop, it exactly select the area that you selected. If you're in a point, if you're in a tip, any selection that you are in a point. But if you activate soft selection, you can see if you go in here, it's automatically selected the point with this gradient of the color. It means it selects 100% of it and soft selection around that. You can change the strength of that, or it's just all about selected. Okay, soft selection of area here. You can preview if you want or not. And if you, for example, set selection and then deactivate selection, you can see which one is that. If you selected that, you can see it just selected these points. It's good for example, if you want to use soft selection and going to the simulation and edit tool, if you want to, for example, move them. Oh, it's a little bit hard. You can see for moving them, it's select 100% and moving the object that you 100% of red, it's complete selected, and a little bit selection around that. This tool is exactly just for such a these things. It's not just for setting selection and just select something. It's just for moving and editing. It's using for that. And I will be explain tweak when I go into the edit tools. Type, it's volume or a guide or a root. If you are going here, it's a different algorithm to selection. If you make it to the guide, it just select base guide by guides. Going to volume, it's selected more area and it's base way, and the root, it's see the root. For example, maybe your tips are something like this that have a curve and bend, and you have a different root system and the tip system. It's selected by root. Just choose one of them and see which one is better for you. If the volume is better and the coordination is a word, it's if you select it to the word, it's selecting, you can see it's selecting the based on the words and volume system. But if you select to the screen, it's selected based on the pixels. Actually, Word see the position of the guide to select it, and the screen is looking the pixels in the screen. So you can define words better. You can change the radius of the selection interactively here. Change the strength of your selection. You see, this selection is just suitable for simulation edit tools. You can clip if in selection, maybe some of the for example, this area in a soft selection become 100% and its issue is bad, it's clipping such that issues. So we have to select 100% in 100% in this area, and the blue with a simple fall off. In a fall off, you can smooth in doom, You can change the spline that you want. You can select any spline to selection here. Linear, doom, bell, circle, anything that you want. The linear is better. You can change the radius of the selection. It's not hard selecting, it's all about soft selection, and you can use other tools for that. And you can deactivate. This tool is for activate and deactivate the soft selection like other. And you can use move, brush, or anything tools here. It's not for set selection. You can see, just select this part. If you want to set selection, you need hard selection. Just soft selection is for using tools, hair tools. Please don't forget to visit our TutorialCells apps channel. In this channel, we are introducing Android application and learn how to use them.